And just like that, the final episode of the recording session has begun. Welcome back to Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. When we last left off, well, you can see how things turned out in the Wright and Company law office, also known as the courtroom, which is not the same building at all. I don't think so anyway, because it's not! Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and continue. Oops. Should I be grateful this coffee is only hot enough to give me first-degree burns? Oh, now I remember! This is the, victim's coffee cup. Yes, the victim's cup. Take a good look at the rim. Oh, yes, it's unmistakable. There is clearly a coffee stain on it. Conclusive proof that the victim did drink the poisoned coffee that was in his cup. The victim gulped down the bitter death that the waitress brought to him. Like this. For the record, the only prints on the cup were the victim's and the defendant's. Coffee cup added to the court record. Upon further investigation of this cup, we found a certain chemical substance. Hold on. Seriously, coffee cup. The coffee contained potassium cyanide covering the victim and Maggie's fingerprints. Upon further investigation of this cup, we found a certain chemical substance. And what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. Potassium cyanide? I've heard of that chemical before. Exactly how strong is this poison, Detective Gumshoe? Well, that stuff's lethal. Eat too much and you're history. How much is too much? A lethal dose is 0.2 grams. That's about enough to finish anyone off. 0.2 grams? How much is that? You know when you swab your ear for earwax? Yeah, about that much. Earwax, huh? Sounds like something Gumshoe's got an abundance of. Okay. Such a small quantity of poison could have been concealed anywhere. And, it looks like Miss Bird might have had, well, some kind of motive. Some kind of motive? Yeah, but if you ask me, it's been blown way out of proportion. You know what my golden rule is, Detective? Chuck out a bad cup of coffee, you can always get another. Oh, I see, I get it. Huh? I don't get it! I'm saying we can always get another witness on the stand if we have to chuck you out. So stick to the facts, Detective. Now then, what was Miss Bird's motive? Come on, Gumshoe. They said she wanted to steal a lottery ticket. I knew it. That's what we heard yesterday, too. It disappeared from the scene of the crime. And it wasn't just any lottery ticket. It was a wedding ticket for $500,000. Mr. Armstrong knew about the ticket too, didn't he? But he stole the wrong one. Then is it possible Maggie stole the winning one? What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Let's press harder. Wait a minute! The mere fact that the lottery ticket disappeared in no way implicates my client! Huh. I have here in my hand the very ticket in question. That's the $500,000 lottery ticket. One of the female police officers found it when she was conducting a search of the defendant. What? Order! Order! Ha! She's quite a lucky bird, our little waitress. You will submit the ticket as evidence to the court immediately! I better keep an eye on that ticket, the way the judge's voice is quivering. Oh, I see. Victim's lottery ticket added to the court record. This ticket was presented to the court in the previous trial, too. But it feels heavier now somehow. $500,000, you say? It's just a scrap of paper. What matters is where it was found, Your Honor. I bet he wants to say it was found in Maggie's person. That's enough! The facts of this case seem overwhelmingly clear to me. The defendant had ample opportunity to commit the crime of which she is charged. Furthermore, it seems beyond reasonable doubt that she indeed committed this crime. I like an old man who knows the score. The score of, you know, like Yulia's score? There is also the matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That alone provides a very credible motive. I mean, for that sum of money, even I might be tempted to bend the rules. I don't mind an old man who is weak and tweaked to the siren call of money. Not good, Nick. The evidence against Maggie is starting to pile up fast. Yeah, that's because the court has ruled guilty once already. I suppose so. I'd say it's about time to wrap this repeat performance. Wrap up, I should say. I can't say that while drinking coffee, but with one final decisive piece of evidence. He's got more evidence against Maggie?! This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time. Wow, that's not the cleanest apron I've seen. That stain looks like... It can't be. Blood, can it? Ha! It seems the star of our play is a little flustered. Excusez-moi. And somehow spilled coffee on herself. The coffee! That's not exactly the first thing that caught my eye. Of course, the coffee stain isn't the most interesting thing about this apron. No, there's something else that stands out even more. Something else? Something else? I presume you mean... Of course, I'm referring to the pocket. He's screwing with this. The pocket? A search carried out right after the incident uncovered this. Potassium cyanide. The very poison used by the killer was in her apron pocket. A bottle of poison in Maggie's pocket? Yeah, and Maggie's prints were the only ones on it. What? Order! 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 This court will accept these items in evidence. Apron added to the court record. Potassium cyanide added to the court record. There's something still bothering me, Mr. Godot. Why have you not explained the bloodstain to the court? It's probably like sauce or something. Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be? Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood color stain that's smeared all over the apron. That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a bloodstain. You don't need to be told. Just look at it. Well, detective. Well, detective. Could this stain really be blood? No way, sir. It's just ketchup, sir. Oh, cheap cop-out. Ketchup? She must have gotten some on her apron while taking someone their breakfast that day. You could have spoken up a little sooner, Detective Gumshoe. Pull a stuff like that again and I'll have you drink 17 cups of ketchup, witness. I thought everyone knew what it was already. I haven't seen anything yet to make me doubt the last verdict I wrote on this case. The motive, the opportunity, and the supporting evidence. They have all been clearly established. Well, Trite, it seems you really are a phony after all. You really know how to drive a man nuts. Witness, please continue with your testimony. Describe for the court the crime scene and the findings of your investigation there. And there you go, one of those times where you can, quote-unquote, win by pressing stuff. The investigation. The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir. Crime was reported... Oh, yeah. Victor Kudo. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him, but he figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. You identified the victim and secured your prime suspect. Very good. Last chance to convince Last chance to convince the court you're a real lawyer, Trite. Don't count on any more cross-examinations after this one. So, let the fun begin. The investigation! The crime scene... The crime was a... I should probably say first before I do anything stupid, huh? You know what they say, the more the merrier. This doesn't sound like Eggman at all! The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir. Scary old man, Detective Gumshoe. There's an old man who's a regular at the restaurant where the incident happened. Ah, we're obviously talking about the same old man. Officers were dispatched right after the report came in, but the old guy still made a fuss. What took you so long? Then he hurled abuse at them and seeds. Seeds. Ha! It was nothing. I caught each one of them with my teeth. I guess not even the mighty Goda can avoid being attacked by that guy. The old man was the only other customer in that place at the time. He took his time finding a payphone apparently, so he was late reporting the crime. Poor Maggie! Hold on. What did the autopsy report say? Between 1:30 and 2:30 p.m. If he was late... I guess... I don't know. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. He must have been real tough on her. Real tough for her. How long was the defendant unconscious for? The officers got to the crime scene at around 2:40. Maggie was still out cold in the kitchen at the time. It took another 10 minutes or so before she came to. I would have liked to have been on the scene myself. I bet you would have liked to have carried out the search too. I would have loved to see Maggie asleep like that, all pretty and peaceful. What the heck, Gumshoe? You're a professional detective, Gumshoe, not a professional bird watcher. Save the romantics for your own time, detective. All we need to know about is the investigation. Oops! I guess I'm pretty red right now, aren't I? No, you're not actually, but... The victim didn't have any identification on him. He didn't have any? Are you saying that it was stolen then? No, I don't think so. The victim didn't have a driver's license or even a credit card on him, pal. All he had was 58 cents in his wallet. 58 cents? Yeah, I can't believe I found someone with less in their wallet than me, pal. The victim sounds like he was a thoroughly miserable young man. Or some kind of outlaw. Why not give him a bit of an edge? I think I'm onto something here. Maybe. But we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. Wait a sec. Huh? Did I say something dumb again? Let me paraphrase what you just testified to the court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes? Yeah, basically. In that case, how were you able to identify the victim so quickly? Oh, that. He's so let down. He's got the whole sagging shoulders and puppy eyes thing going. There was a prescription bag on the victim's table along with a lottery ticket. It seems Mr. Glenn Elk visited his doctor before he went to Tribulations. We got the victim's name from the medical records of the doc who prescribed the meds. That's a reliable enough source for the court. What should I do? Should I leave this alone or ask to hear more? Ask about the prescription bag. So what sort of medicine was in the bag? Well, actually, the bag we found was empty. Huh? Yeah, completely empty. It was completely empty. Victims added to the court record. Huh. You're in. Let's check the court record first, Mr. Trite, just to see what it says. Actually, I don't think we checked any of this stuff. Let's see. Victim's lottery ticket, a winning ticket for $500,000, found during a body search of Maggie. Worn by Maggie at the time of the incident, has small pockets but big stains. A deadly powdery poison bears Maggie's fingerprints found in her apron pocket. The victim got this from the door before going to Tribulations. The bag is empty. You're entering an empty paper bag as evidence? Desperate are you, Trite? Now, what happened with the investigation after that, detective? When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket in the bottle of poison. But the defendant had been passed out for a while, correct? In that case, isn't it possible someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket? Hey! Yeah! You've nailed it, pal! It happened to me all the time. It happens to me all the time. We had a department party the other day, and when I got home, I was wearing the boss's shoes! Keep up this crazy testimony, detective, and those shoes will end up down your throat. Sorry. So, Wright, someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket. That's a pretty bold statement. Care to back it up with some evidence? No. Not yet. Well, I'd love to if I had any. It appears you have no evidence to support your theory, Mr. Wright. Continue with your testimony, witness. And that was it! There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. So the $500,000 lottery ticket and the bottle of poison were accounted for. Yeah. Interesting. It's true that those two items are accounted for. What about the newspaper, actually? But wasn't there another lottery ticket that was stolen that day? Oh yeah! The one the restaurant owner took. He won a whole $1 with it. What a lucky guy, huh? And they're just going to let him get away with it? It was just $1, detective. I guess no one cares when it's that little. Unless it's Gumshoe. If I don't find a hole in his testimony, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. Gumshoe isn't giving us anything to work with. We can't find any contradictions if he doesn't give us something. Yeah, that's true. But Maggie and Gumshoe are like Dumb and Dumber. Our only hope is that they were so dumb they missed something obvious. Come on, Gumshoe, be the dumbest you've ever been. Well, Maggie's not really dumb. She just has bad luck. Gumshoe's just, he's dumb. He's lovable, but he's dumb. The victim didn't have any identification on him. Well, we found out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went on smoothly. What I want to hear is the other thing. I think what we need to do is present the newspaper to the whatchamacallit. In that case, oh, that. Okay. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. Hey! I guess they're not gonna let us do that then, huh? Okay, whatever. Let's go ahead and save since we just got that, since we did get that evidence. And then continue where we last left off. And when we last left off, we were investigating. We were doing a cross-examination on Dick Gumshoe. Let's go ahead and hit the... Don't! Stop. 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 Stop! Hey, mine... You see, there's a sports paper left by the victim as a victim handwriting. What about the... Nope. Nope, 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 nope. This evidence clearly reveals a contradiction in that statement, Your Honor. How exactly are the evidence and the statement just now related? They aren't, are they? Not at all. Mr. Wright, please think the facts over before making accusations. It was a worthy shot. I don't think that won me any points with the judge. Because I was thinking, okay, so the newspaper was there, but it was found stuffed inside of a thing. So... Everything else is accounted for. Okay, so let's go back. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison, but we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. The victim didn't have any identification on him. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. Crime scene was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him. Apparently not. Let's go ahead and check out his profile. The victim was a programmer. Maggie had apparently never seen him before. But we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. Okay. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. Hold on. When Maggie was searched, we found the... Okay, they found the lottery ticket in the bottle of poison. Nothing else was missing. Well, we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. Because, like, here's the thing. It's like, the only other thing that I think that could have been missing was this. The sports paper. But, apparently, that's not what they're looking for. Oops. Oh, for a second I thought that I presented it, but no, I hit back. Good. Okay. I was like, no, don't be stupid. Okay. Crime photo. Let's go ahead and check this. Okay. Let's look at that. Nothing else. Blueprints of the crime scene. Check the button. Okay, X is the victim's seat. X marks the spot. The time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30 p.m. Written by my phony. The wheel guard is all smashed up. John's debt is $500,000. The owner of the loan is tender lender. Cost $20 despite how unbelievably bad it tastes. Pick up a bunch. Okay. Doodle is the victim's handwriting. Check button for details. MC Bomber, 100,000 MC Bomber. An article December 5th says I was found transit flu, okay. Oh, Magatom is back in its original place. Okay, so... And the investigation went smoothly. The victim didn't have any identification on him, but we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. A Maggie was search... Hold on. It was pretty quick. Does the... Do lottery tickets have, like, people's names on them or something? I don't think so. Winning ticket found during... No, I don't think so. It doesn't work like that. By the way, I'm pretty sure... At least in... I'm pretty sure that at least that's how it is in Japan. Claiming a lottery ticket from someone else... if it's a winning lottery ticket, and let's say that someone lost it and you claimed it, I believe that's technically against the law. I believe that's technically illegal, at least according to it. Anyway, but we figured out who was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket in the bottle of poison. I mean, but then again, this case is Japanifornia, but you know. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket in the bottle of poison, and that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. I feel like this is what we need to present evidence for. Like, there has to be something else. Food? No. We tried the sports paper. We tried that. We really did. That doesn't... Okay, we only have 2 pages. Potassium cyanide. If, like, we're going to go by the 10-minute rule. Victim's lottery ticket. Apron. Travian floor plans. Glenn's autopsy report. Time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30 p.m. Job listings. I don't know. Alright, let's go from the very beginning and do everything all over again. I feel like the evidence is so obvious, too. And you guys are probably yelling at me like, oh, how could you be so stupid? It's obviously this. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock and was... The crime scene was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir. 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. Who's to say that she passed out from shock? But hold on, let's press this again. Because there was one that he said, I think I'm on the right. How long is the defendant unconscious for? The officers got the crime scene at around 2:40. Maggie was still out cold in the kitchen at the time. It took another 10 minutes or so before she came to. I'd have liked to have been on the scene myself. I bet you would have liked to have carried out the search too. I bet you would have liked to carry out the search too. I would have loved to see Maggie. Okay. Okay. Save the romantics for your own time, detective. All we need to know about is the investigation. Oops, I guess I am pretty red right now, aren't I? No, there's one where it's like, okay, I think I'm on the right. The victim didn't have any identification on him. This. He didn't have any. Are you saying that it was stolen then? No, I don't think so. The victim had a driver's license, credit card. It was 58 cents on his wallet. 58 cents. Yeah, I can't believe I found someone with this wallet. Sounds like he was a thoroughly miserable young man. Or some kind of outlaw. Why not give him... I think I'm on something. I think I'm onto something here. Okay, so... Figure out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. The victim didn't have any identification on him. Let's check his profile. Glenn Elg. Victim was a programmer. Maggie had apparently never seen him before. Oh, I hate how it works like that. Okay, like if he tried to back out, I wish... Nah, I don't know. It's quicker, but it's not at the same time. Coffee cup. Any identification on him. But how would we disprove this, though? I don't think that would really... Magazine clipping. I really don't want to have to look this up. Job listings, lunch special. Alright, I believe it's been 10 minutes, so I'll be right back. Okay, so this is what we're supposed to do. Okay, so let's go to... And the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. Let's go to all the way to the end. So I was on the right Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I was on the right track. I needed to present evidence for the right... Okay. Only so dumb. Come on, Gumshoe. Major crime scene was reported at 225. Poor Maggie. Yeah, okay. Figured. Searched. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. Except for, apparently... They said the prescription bag, right? Like, let me see. Present, and that was it. There's... Okay. Let's go ahead and present this. I don't see... Detective Gumshoe, I think I should point something out to you. There is just one small contradiction in your testimony. Oh, finally! I'm getting all anxious just waiting, so hurry up, will you? You testified that nothing else is missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Oh, yeah. Did the officers recover the medicine from the scene of the crime later? No, they didn't. The victim was given a prescription right before going to Tribulations. Where then did the medicine disappear to? That's probably the green bottle. Are you too cool? You are too cool, pal. Indeed. Due consideration wasn't given to the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Witness, why do you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence? I guess that's the most careless thing I've done so far, huh? The victim was killed by poison, and the victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself. Order! Order! Well, Mr. Godot, what do you have to say to that? Ha! That's all. What? Read for the court the name of the clinic of the prescription bag give you. Please don't be Hody Clinic. Please don't be Hody Clinic. What's the clinic's name got to do with anything? New Ear Otolaryngological Clinic. Otolaryngologic something. Just what kind of illness was the victim suffering from, Mr. Godot? Hardly an illness, Your Honor. More like a bitter war wound, you could say. A war wound? The day before the incident, Mr. Elk found himself in a fight. He took a blow to the side of the head and ruptured his eardrum. He ruptured his eardrum? Then what on earth was the prescription he was given? It was a cream that's to be applied topically inside of his ear canal, not to be ingested. What? It's mentioned in the autopsy report if you read the fine print. They found traces of the medication in the victim's left ear. Yes, here it is, in very, very fine print. It seems Mr. Elk correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulations. Therefore, it would be absurd to believe that he would have eaten his medication. It seems that this medication is irrelevant to the case after all. No! Nick! If you don't think of something quick, it'll all be over! She's right. But I can't get away with any old weak objection. What should I do? Let's save first. I think we're gonna do this. We're gonna try to get to the next witness testimony first before we end up the episode, I think. We're at the 30-minute mark at the moment from save point. But I can't get away with any old weak objection. What should I do? Push the medication issue? Let's push it. Only moments ago, Mr. Godot made the following statement. It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulations. If that's the case, then why is the medication not found at the scene of the crime? But the medication in question was for topical use inside of the ear canal. That doesn't change the fact that it could not be found at the crime scene. However, however insignificant it may seem, it's a lawyer's duty to pursue the truth. You know as well as I do that medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems like that a prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide. It hardly seems likely that the coffee the waitress served would contain it either. But it did! The possibility is undeniable. That's enough! Mr. Godot, is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call? Mr. Godot? I got my own witness I'd like to call, sir. It's the old man who was there in the restaurant on the day of the murder. Victor Kudo? The pigeon hater? Very well. The matter of the disappearing medication seems little more than trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial, and that is something that bothers me. Yay! 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 Good job, Nick. The court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, after which we'll hear the prosecution's next witness. Ha! I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups. Court is adjourned for recess. January 7th, 11:03 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. That was close! Or was it? I don't know. But I think that now's a good time to end things off, don't you? That's interesting, though. Because this is one, the cases get progressively harder as things go on. It was like in the first game, right? It was like, in the first case of the first game, you saw who the witness was. Like, you saw who the murderer was. And then, the second case, like, what was the second case? The second case, like, the second case you saw who the murderer was, too. The third case was where it started getting kind of iffy. You didn't really know who it was. Well, then again, we didn't really see the murderer in the first... I mean, we knew that it was Dahlia in this game. We knew that it was Dahlia Hawthorne, but... And then again, who was the real murderer in the second case? Or the first case of the second game? Huh. Like... Oh, yeah! As you can see, Wellington. Whatever the case may be. I guess now it's time to end things off. But what we saw that it was a Phoenix Wright clone. We saw there was a Phoenix Wright phony who dropped the thingy in the cutscene. We didn't see his face, but who else aside from Phoenix and the phony have that weird hairdo? I don't know. This just keeps getting interesting and interesting. But without further ado, let's go ahead and end things off. So if you like this video, please feel free to leave a like. If that's cool, please feel free to subscribe. Please feel free to subscribe to the Open for today. Also, I have Twitter.com/MegaShadowFist. I'm sure in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching this MegaShadowFist. Bye, what I will vamp you. This is not Lady Von Conrad, all there is. I don't know. Goodbye. Forever. Maybe, no, not forever. We'll see you in the next episode, hopefully. But I should shut up.